How to eat eggs to prevent heart attack and stroke. This is something I wish I had known much earlier, honestly, even as a child. Because for years, I was afraid of eating eggs. I believed what I kept hearing over and over again, that eggs, especially the yolk, would raise cholesterol and harm my heart. So I threw away the most nutritious part of the egg and kept only the safe part I thought was right. That all changed the day I came across a truth that completely reshaped how I view nutrition. Over 90% of heart attacks are not caused by cholesterol from food. Yes, you heard that correctly. And more than that, one study revealed that the very thing found in egg yolks, the part so many people avoid, contains compounds that may actually help reduce one of the leading risk factors for stroke, chronic inflammation and oxidative stress in the blood vessels. That shifted my entire perspective. It made me ask, how many of us are unknowingly cutting out a natural medicine from our diets just because of a misunderstanding that's been repeated for decades? In this video, I'll share with you the scientific truth about eggs, how they can actually support heart and brain health when eaten the right way, and most importantly, how to eat eggs to maximize their benefits and lower your risk of stroke and heart attack, especially if you're over 50 or have any vascular risk factors. Stay with me until the end because this isn't just about an egg. It's a lesson in choosing what's true over what's simply been repeated for too long. There's a long-standing myth linking the cholesterol in eggs to heart attacks. This confusion started back in the 1960s and 70s with a man named Ancel Keys and his 7 countries study. At the time, his study made a shocking claim. Eating saturated fat and cholesterol raises your blood cholesterol, leading to heart disease. Because of this, the egg with its high cholesterol yolk was immediately put on a blacklist. But here's the truth not many people will tell you. Ancel Keys' study has been heavily criticized for cherry-picking data. He originally had data from 22 countries. However, only 7 of those countries showed results that supported his theory. So Keys simply threw out the data from the other 15 countries where people ate a lot of fat but had very low rates of heart disease.
Despite this major flaw, the 7-country study became the foundation for the U.S. government's first dietary guidelines. The advice was simple: cut back on fat and eat more carbs, making them 45 to 65% of your total calories. And so, the world began a war on fat. We threw away egg yolks, feared butter, and replaced them with sugary cereals, white bread, pasta, and countless processed foods labeled low-fat. We were told this was the path to a healthy heart. But this misguided war paved the way for the real enemies of heart health, the epidemics of obesity, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes. Science today has shown that the risk of clogged arteries doesn't come from the eggs you eat. It comes from chronic inflammation and blood sugar problems, both direct results of a diet high in sugar and refined starches. Now, let's break down the egg and see what really happens inside your body when you eat one. First, let's talk about cholesterol. The biggest accusation against eggs is their high cholesterol content. One egg has about 185 milligrams of cholesterol, which might sound alarming. But this fear is based on a simple misunderstanding: the idea that the cholesterol you eat turns directly into cholesterol in your blood. It just doesn't work that way. Your body, especially your liver, is a smart and self-regulating cholesterol factory. When you eat cholesterol-rich foods like eggs, your liver automatically produces less of its own cholesterol to keep things balanced. If you eat less cholesterol, your liver makes more. For about 80% of the population, this system works so well that eating eggs has almost no impact on blood cholesterol levels. So, what really messes with your body's cholesterol production? The main culprits are sugar and refined carbs. When you eat too much sugar, your body releases more insulin. High insulin levels over time activate an enzyme in your liver called HMG-CoA reductase, which is the master switch for cholesterol production. Simply put, it's not the fat in your eggs, but the pastry, soda, or heaping bowl of white rice that's telling your liver to make more bad cholesterol. Even more important are the other valuable nutrients in the yolk that we mistakenly threw away out of fear. These are the real warriors for your health.
First up is choline. Choline is an essential nutrient, which means our body can't make enough of it, so we have to get it from our food. Egg yolks are one of the best natural sources you can find. So what does choline do to protect your heart? It helps your body deal with a harmful substance called homocysteine. Homocysteine is a natural byproduct your body makes when it digests protein. At low levels, it's harmless. But when homocysteine levels in your blood get too high, it acts like a corrosive substance, causing tiny scratches and damage to the delicate inner lining of your arteries. Once this lining gets damaged, it becomes rough and inflamed. This creates a perfect place for cholesterol and other things to stick, which is how plaque begins to form. This is the real starting point for clogged arteries. Choline is essential for converting homocysteine into other harmless substances, which keeps its levels in a safe range. Every time you eat an egg yolk, you give your body the tools it needs to clean up homocysteine, helping to keep your artery walls smooth and healthy from the inside. Protecting the artery walls is the first step. The next step is to protect the cholesterol particles that travel through your blood. You've probably heard of LDL cholesterol, often called the bad cholesterol. But the truth is, LDL only becomes truly dangerous when it gets oxidized. Think of a piece of metal rusting or butter going rancid. Oxidation does a similar thing to LDL cholesterol, changing it from a necessary particle into a toxic form that causes inflammation and can invade the artery wall. This is where lutein and zeaxanthin come in. These are two very powerful antioxidants found in egg yolks. When you eat eggs, lutein and zeaxanthin travel in your bloodstream and act like personal bodyguards for your LDL particles. They shield them from the damage of oxidation. By keeping LDL cholesterol stable, they prevent one of the most important steps in the process of plaque buildup. This brings us to the number one enemy of heart health: chronic inflammation. A plaque is not just a hard calcium lump. It's an active, inflamed area filled with immune cells and inflammatory substances. A heart attack or stroke usually doesn't happen because a plaque slowly grows until it blocks an artery. It typically happens when the thin cap of an inflamed plaque suddenly breaks open. When this happens, your body rushes to heal the spot by forming a blood clot. It's that blood clot that suddenly blocks blood flow. If this happens in your heart, it's a heart attack. If it happens in your brain, it's a stroke. So, controlling inflammation is critical. And again, eggs provide us with powerful tools for this job. Vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. Both are potent, natural anti-inflammatories. They help to calm the inflammation in your arteries, which makes the plaques more stable and far less likely to rupture. Eggs from chickens raised on pasture, free to eat grass and bugs, have much higher levels of these important omega-3s and vitamin D. Finally, let's not forget the benefit of protein. This benefit is indirect, but it's extremely important. When you start your day with a carb-heavy meal, like cereal, white toast, or a bagel, your blood sugar will spike and then crash just as quickly. This blood sugar roller coaster leaves you tired, sluggish, and hungry again soon, pushing you to reach for sugary snacks. In contrast,
A breakfast with eggs, rich in protein and healthy fat, will help your blood sugar rise slowly and stay stable for hours. This gives you steady energy, keeps you feeling full longer, and reduces cravings for snacks. More importantly, keeping your blood sugar and insulin stable is one of the most critical factors in preventing insulin resistance, controlling your weight, and reducing body-wide inflammation, all of which are essential foundations for a healthy heart. So, when you look deeper, an egg isn't just simple food. It's a complex package of nutrients that works on many different fronts to protect you. It provides choline to keep your artery walls smooth, lutein and zeaxanthin to protect cholesterol from oxidation, vitamin D and omega-3s to fight dangerous inflammation, and protein to stabilize your energy and blood sugar. Understanding the nutritional value of eggs is one thing, but turning that value into real health benefits depends entirely on how you eat them. Here are the key rules to get the most power out of every egg. But first, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel. The first and most important rule: the cooking method is everything. The best methods are those that use moderate heat and don't add inflammatory fats. Boiled, steamed, and poached eggs are ideal choices. These methods preserve the most heat-sensitive nutrients, like choline and the antioxidants, and they don't damage the healthy fats in the yolk.
On the other hand, frying eggs at high temperatures can cause two big problems. The first problem isn't the egg itself, but the oil you use. Most common refined vegetable oils, like soybeans, sunflower, and corn oil, are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. When you eat too much omega-6, it promotes inflammation in the body, the very enemy we are trying to fight. The second problem is that high heat can oxidize both the fat in the oil and the cholesterol in the yolk, creating harmful compounds that can contribute to clogged arteries. If you like fried eggs, cook them on low to medium heat and use more stable fats like butter, coconut oil, or olive oil. This small change makes a huge difference. The second rule, and it might be even more important than how you cook them, is what you eat. This is the factor that truly decides if your meal is good or bad for your heart. Consider a typical American breakfast. Fried eggs served with bacon, sausage, and a few slices of white toast. In this meal, the egg is not the culprit. The culprits are the large amount of saturated fat, salt, and nitrate preservatives from the processed meat. The culprit is the white bread, a refined carb that will send your blood sugar and insulin soaring. In this case, the egg is just an innocent bystander at a party of foods that cause inflammation and blood sugar chaos. Now imagine a different meal. 2 boiled eggs with half an avocado, a side of spinach sautéed with garlic, and a few tomato slices. This is a completely different combination. You get healthy monounsaturated fats and blood pressure-friendly potassium from the avocado. You get magnesium, natural nitrates, and fiber from the spinach to improve blood vessel function. You get the antioxidant lycopene from the tomatoes. This meal isn't just delicious, it's a powerful team of anti-inflammatory and blood sugar stabilizing nutrients that directly supports your heart health. This leads to the final rule: how many is okay? Based on the best and most current scientific evidence, the answer for healthy adults is very clear. Eating 1 to 3 eggs a day has been shown to be completely safe and can offer many health benefits. This amount fits perfectly within a balanced and varied diet. However, there is one important note. If you are in the small group of people with a condition called familial hypercholesterolemia, or if you have already been diagnosed with heart disease or type 2 diabetes, you should be more cautious. Your body might react differently to the cholesterol in your diet. In this case, it is essential to talk with your doctor to determine the right amount of eggs for you, which might be around 3 to 4 per week, and to monitor your blood work. At the end of the day, turning the egg into a heart-protecting superfood isn't complicated. It doesn't require fancy recipes.
but it does require smart choices. Choosing the right cooking method, putting the right foods on the plate with it, and listening to your own body. Be sure to watch our other videos about the early warning signs of stroke and heart attack and how to prevent them right here on our channel.